Hey, General, are you alright?
What are you talking about?
You look like you've been standing too close to one of my shield generators.
I was inspired by your arm.
Whoa, claws out today, aren't they?
No.
General?
Just wondering what you've been doing since the war ended.
I moved around for a couple years. Working as a starship mechanic got me from place to place. I wasn't ready to settle down after the war.
During my exile, I did the same thing.
Then you understand my restlessness. Though the war had ended, I couldn't find peace in anything. As long as I kept moving, I didn't have to think about what happened. Know what I mean?
Only too well.
I'm sure you do. I decided I'd do something constructive. I wanted to make up for the things I'd done in the war. I wanted to design planetary shields, but there weren't many systems with the credits to spare. There was more that needed to be rebuilt and protected. I found out that Telos was going to be the flagship project for the Republic, and it sounded like something good. I saw Telos before the Sith raised it. It deserved a better fate. But Zerka ruined everything. I thought I could force Zerka out on my own, but I guess I can't fix everything myself.
It's good to have you around again.
It's good to be working with you again, General. Something else I can help you with?
Where'd you pick up that remote anyway?
That old thing? I built him when I was a kid. Been following me around for years now, despite what I've done to try and chase him off. Hey, just kidding. I'm happy to have you around.
What does it do other than follow you around?
He helps me out with repairs. I outfitted him with a cutting laser and some other tools for delicate modifications. He's also good for singeing the pants of annoying techs. I've been thinking about doing some other work on him, but I barely have time. Too busy fixing up the ship. Something else I can help you?
What's your opinion on the Telos situation?
If the Republic would just rein Zerka in, there'd be no problem. But as long as Zerka is allowed to undermine the Ithorians' efforts, Telos will remain dead. I can't take seeing my work being used by those bloodsuckers. But there's nothing I can do about it, so let's talk about something else. Something else I can help.
How'd you lose your arm anyway?
I got tired of it. Kept dropping my hydro spanner. Figured I'd get a new one.
Yeah, I'll bet that was fun.
I was only kidding. Actually, it was a souvenir from Malachor. I was lucky it was all I lost. But at least it gave me something to do, right? Everyone always said I was probably half machine anyway. Something else.
What are you doing?
Just working on the ship. I'm not sure who got her up and running, but I'm amazed she's even space-worthy. Whoever made these repairs doesn't think like most mechanics. But don't worry, I'll get everything in shape.
Awesome. Anywho, leaving to that. Maybe we can upgrade T3 a little bit. Mind if I try to upgrade your memory core? Sure. Alright, let me take a look. Failure? Oh! I have some questions. I forgot most of my repair, routine maintenance. Try and make this quick. All done with the response package. Give it a spin. I have improved him, giving him 1 dexterity. Oh, I'm fine. I guess I just got caught up in my work. I had other questions. Let's see if he'll let me do any more. Yep. Lock your motivators and lock the side panel. Those upgrades should be good to go. He's become tougher and faster, gaining in 1 dexterity and 1 constitution. No, I'm fine. Is there anything else? Can we do any more or not enough influence? Oh, he's maxed out. So I just gotta work on my computer skills. Look at the experience for that. My computer use was higher, which I can't get it that high at the moment, but... And we could probably spar... I'm gonna save. Before I do anything here.
Oh, welcome, exile. Is there something you need?
Are you alright?
Yes, your features, your stance. There is a calm about you that I did not notice on Telos.
What do you mean?
There is an energy about you, a lightness in your movements. It is something I have seen in only the most disciplined and revered of the Ichani weapon masters, yet it comes to you with ease.
I do feel better. I feel more in touch with my surroundings than others.
It shows in your features. It is beautiful to see.
Can I ask you some questions?
You may ask.
Did Atris ever mention me?
She said you
Oh
betrayed...
god, this shit again? Oh?
That is not...
And why was that?
Atris said... Atris...
Anything else?
I believe...
Express feelings. Blah,
Without having
blah,
battle as a
blah.
Perhaps in battle, the words are swept away.
Other
You may
questions?
ask.
I'll ask about Atris.
She speaks of you often in anger, but her movements, the motion of her hand, her eyes, do not share the anger of her words. They are only the signs of loss. It has been almost the count of 10 years, yet the thought of you burns within her still.
She made her feelings clear at my trial.
I believe that your leaving the Jedi Order may have hurt her more than she will ever admit. It is a difficult thing to speak of, to see Atris unable to confront such strong emotion within herself. You did not care for her, did you? Atris is beautiful and wise.
I don't know what to say. I always thought she hated me.
I have heard that Jedi sometimes renounce the code by loving another and fall from the Order, and there are others who keep such unions secret.
I think the term is pulling a bindo. That's funny. Part of the failing of the Jedi is denial of love. It is not something that can be denied without losing part of yourself or your connection to those you were sworn to protect. Sometimes, yes, it happens.
That is what I have heard. I was not sure if it was something you had seen or experienced.
I think all Jedi are tempted at one time or another.
I see. I have asked you many questions. I did not mean to. They are questions that have gathered over years, and I did not wish to ask Atris.
If you have any others, you are always welcome to ask.
Thank you, then. I hope this creates some measure of trust between us.
It does, and I thank you. I wanted to ask you something else.
You may ask.
Why are you called the Handmaidens?
We attend Atris. It is the duty of all of us, from the first of my sisters to me, the last of the handmaidens.
You're the last of them.
I am the last of the handmaidens. This is correct. I train so that one day that will no longer be true.
Your skill is impressive, as is your devotion to your training.
That is not entirely correct. There are times I am distracted. Perhaps once having known the ways of the Jedi, you may understand what occupies my thoughts.
What do you mean?
There is much knowledge on Telos, and only one of the Jedi remain. There is so much about their ways of battle, their forms, their stances, that may be lost forever if the last of the Jedi is taken from the galaxy.
Is this what occupies your thoughts?
To the Ichani, battle is a means of communication. It is an art in the truest sense of the word. Stance, form, discipline are a means of expression and communication. They speak one's heart and one's devotion to their cause.
Devotion to their cause?
Yes, the methods you use to meet your opponents speak truer than any words can express. When you risk pain or death, there is no truer sacrifice or strength.
Combat's not the best way to communicate.
It was to the Jedi traitor Malak. It was to the Jedi traitor Revan. When Terrace was destroyed, it showed Malak's heart through its execution and intent. It was brutal, without finesse, but showed his commitment to defeat the Jedi. Yet with Revan, there was the same commitment, but it was a subtle thing, like weaving threads in a tapestry or strokes upon a canvas. He spoke through battle and tactics in a way one could never do in words. He showed his heart at Malachor V, and finally, at the end of the Jedi Civil War. I believe he was speaking to Malak in that final battle, though few knew it.
What do you think Revan was saying?
Through battle, Revan was meeting betrayal with betrayal, and showing Malak the pain he had inflicted on his master. What stronger display than death for conveying one's sense of being betrayed by one's own student? Revan's anger must have been great indeed. I would have wished to have been there for that final exchange, and seen the truth of their conflict with each other.
We'll say this.
But to say that seems an untruth, based on what I know of the Jedi. The Force can drive others, but there is still choice, is there not? If there is no choice in the Force, then our teachings and our actions are for nothing, and I refuse to believe that is true.
I had other
You
questions.
may ask.
Do you have a name?
Before entering Atris's service, yes, I carried a name, as all the children of the Ichani do.
What was it?
It is not important. My title and rank is of consequence, not my name. I take value in Atris's service, not in myself.
You should take value in yourself as well.
We all have value in our oaths to others, and the promises we make. When we make that pledge, we are pledging ourselves to something greater. When importance is placed on the self, then by such acts the galaxy is unmade.
Some truth in what you say. Is that your judgment of me?
If reasons of the self is why you turned away, then yes, perhaps there was a judgment there. But it was not intended as an attack.
Do you think I lost myself when I disobeyed the Jedi?
I do not know. That is a question you must ask yourself.
I had other questions.
You may ask.
What are you doing?
I am training, so that if danger should strike, my body and my reflexes will be prepared. That, and I had forgotten how long hyperspace travel can be. If I do not have something to focus my attention on, I fear my sanity will erode as well.
Can you teach me some fighting moves?
Training is something reserved for certain caste members of the Ichani, but I do not see the harm in instructing you in some basic principles. I do not understand how you and Atris fight, but I will instruct you on how Ichani children are raised on warfare.
That seems like as good a place as any to begin.
All Ichani fighting principles rely on foundations. If one does not understand the most basic of fighting moves, it is not possible to understand the higher tiers. It is similar to learning the alphabet of a language before being able to use words, then sentences.
I understand. I'm ready.
As a foundation, I will instruct you in our elementary movements. The body itself is the first weapon you must master. It is not something that can be described. Let us duel, you and I, and that shall teach you more than my words can. Use only your hands and feet to strike at me, nothing else, or our combat shall be over. Do not resort to using any items or any force techniques you may possess. Such things will obstruct learning.
Alright, no force powers, weapons, or items. Got it.
Very well. I shall match my movements to resist your efforts, and do not hold back, or I will hurt you.
Alright, girl, let's do it. Well, she's getting worked.
You fought well indeed. You have caught the principles of the style by watching and anticipating my movements. Before you go, There is something I must know. Why did you go back? Face trial?
Because I felt they deserved an explanation. Maybe I had to hear me defend myself, just to be certain.
I see. It was always something I was curious about. To walk to one's own sentence willingly. It's a brave thing.
I had some questions.
You may ask.
She probably won't let me. Can you teach me some fighting moves?
I do not... It does not... You may ask.
Something a man would never ask a woman, really.
It is not possible to dock at the academy without the proper codes.
Do you have them?
Yes, but I could not give them to you.
Alright. Anywho, I gotta put some shit back on. I'm naked here. Why does it put it at the bottom? That's so annoying. This is my good one. No! Alright, let's go talk to Kreia for another 20 minutes.
How many more do we intend to gather to us? This ship is not the galaxy. There is only so much room.
As many as want. As many as want to come with us and help us.
Then prepare for an army, I think, for it seems many more will come in time. They will follow you because you are a leader. Their kind always needs such, even when the figure deserves no such obedience.
They're my friends, not my followers.
Do not cloak one word within another. Friends. Do friends not follow? Do friends not form a hierarchy of their own, no matter how small the circle?
It's my clique, damn it. What makes you think they'd obey me?
Because I am not blind, that is why.
Yeah, you are!
I see what they see, hear their voices when they speak to you, and notice the change when they speak to others.
How do you know that?
I know many things, and I know what I am not. I am no leader. I speak with a voice that will never move others. I speak with a passion that goes unheard. They obey you because you are a leader, and perhaps something more. Have you noticed what has been happening? Have you felt it in them?
Know what?
They echo you, either fighting or surrendering to their feelings, their loyalty, their duty. Your mere presence serves as an example to them of something to uphold or something to fight against. Watch them carefully, see their patterns, and recognize the strength in it. Influence can be a weapon, one that you may need before your journey is done.
They are my friends, not tools. I'll just say you have a point. I'll reflect upon this.
Good, and then act upon it. It is a powerful tool to motivate others. That was Revan's way, I believe. It was a strength.
What do you mean? She won't tell me.
A discussion, perhaps.
Right, other questions?
Ask.
You don't seem to like the handmaiden. Why?
There are countless reasons, and I have neither the time nor the patience to list them all.
An ally should stand together.
Do you think to turn her from Atris's will? If so, I hope your arrogance will prove true in time. But I will abide her presence. She may have her uses.
Why do you say that?
Because Atris is a threat. And as much as she would try to use us against you, so may we use her servants against her. Do not see every enemy as an enemy. See them instead as an ally, whether they realize it or not. This situation may yet work to our advantage.
I'll keep that in mind. Watch Handmaiden carefully.
Good. That is the most to be done until events unfold, as I'm sure they will in time.
Any other questions?
Ask.
What's wrong with your eyes?
There is nothing wrong with my sight, if that is your question. I see all that I need, though the seeing of things flesh and blood has failed me some time ago. They were distractions only.
There might be a way to heal your sight.
There is nothing wrong with my eyes. They simply have atrophied from use. They are adequate to distinguish shapes, silhouettes. If need be, I could heal them, restore my sight, but sight can prove a distraction. When one relies on sight to perceive the world, it is like trying to stare at the galaxy through a crack in the door. But that is a lesson for another time. You must learn to see crude matter for what it is, before the veil is lifted.
Right, other questions?
Ask.
What are you, Jedi, Sith?
Does it matter? Of course.
I think I asked her this.
Perhaps I am neither.
Not more.
Or what? Shall you kill me?
No.
Is that the... Ask.
Do you know Atris at all?
Atris herself is not as familiar to me as perhaps she should be. Yet I feel I know her, yes.
What do you mean?
Because Atris's path is one I walked long ago, and it is a chapter of my life that has been read and closed. She has taken the first steps, I think. We shall see. Surely you felt the righteous anger, the spoken judgments, the lack of forgiveness.
So dramatic. Sorry, I knocked my cup over, but it like rolled all over the desk. It was like insanity. It was like I barely touched it. It's just like phew, gone. Anyway, you walked your path.
I was a historian once, gathering the relics of the Jedi.
So you were a bitch
learning the
once.
ancient
I could tell.
mysteries.
You still are.
Always there were more questions.
Mm-hmm.
One quickly learns that the Jedi Code does not give all the answers. If you are to truly understand, then you will need the contrast, not adherence to a single idea. That is why Atris and the others blamed me, sentenced me. They believed me responsible for Revan's fall.
You trained Revan.
You have already asked much. I do not wish to speak of this any longer.
Alright, other questions.
Ask, and
How Revan amassed such a huge force against the Republic?
have you never asked yourself how Revan
I think
took
I've already
the
checked this
Republic and Jedi beneath him, how he made them his?
Because he was a leader.
Ah, but to make up...
I feel like I've read
Where
this. Came from the Sith Empire?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they learned their teachings.
Many have mistaken this.
I
They are
swear I've
wrong.
read
The
this.
Sith is a belief. And I suspect
Do you have any ideas?
not a one.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Ask.
Alright. Well, I mean, I've seen it, but I mean in the game, yes. Do you know Revan?
I misspoke. Ask.
If Council cast you out, how come Atris and none of the Jedi Masters mentioned you?
Ignorance. And perhaps they do not remember or care. It is of no consequence to me or to them.
You're lying.
Am I? Then perhaps you should know. There are techniques in the Force where one can cloud the memory of others, make their presence so small as to be unnoticed. And on the worlds where we have encountered these Jedi, there is much life and death where sensing such things is difficult. As I said, it is of no consequence to me or to them.
Do you use that technique on me?
No, but if I did, you would never know, so my words only carry as much worth as you believe them to. But perhaps you will understand this, that perhaps it is important to me that you see me and my actions uncloaked. It is important that your judgments, whether be good or bad, stem from seeing me as I truly am.
I accept that, and I trust you, Kreia.
I did not ask you to trust me, only that you listen to what I have to tell you. But thank you.
I had other questions.
Ask, and I will answer.
Let's see. Do you know anything about the Sith who pursue us?
Nothing more than we already know.
She
There is
does.
danger.
She's full of shit. Oh, I got some dark side. You know where I got the